Ever wonder why your Netflix, Spotify, or even your favorite cloud software feels a little more expensive lately? That's because VAT on digital services is here, and it changes how we, as consumers and businesses in the Philippines, deal with foreign providers. But here's the twist: sometimes the seller pays, sometimes the buyer pays, and sometimes the marketplace platform gets caught in the middle. Welcome back to Project Accounting, your go to space where we make accounting and taxation clear, practical, and yes, even entertaining. In this video, we'll break it down with real life cases, easy math, and clear journal entries. By the end, you'll see exactly how VAT flows, peso by peso, whether you're binge watching, running a business, or selling digital courses online. Let's start with the most relatable one. You, chilling at home, signing up for a streaming service. Say, Streamco charges 500 pesos a month for a subscription. Because it's a non-resident digital service provider, it has to register in the Philippines and collect VAT. So what happens? The VAT is 12% of 500, which is 60 pesos, meaning your bill becomes 560 pesos. That extra 60, it goes straight to the BIR. Accounting-wise, Streamcore records the 500 as sales, the 60 as output VAT payable, and when they remit, cash leaves their account to the BIR. So in short, for B2C, the non-resident seller is the VAT collector. Easy, right? But things get juicier once businesses get involved. Because guess what? If you're a company in the Philippines buying services abroad, the government does not expect the foreign supplier to chase you down with tax forms. Nope, instead you get to play taxman yourself. Here's the setup. Acme PH, a VAT-registered company, buys cloud software from CloudSoft abroad. The invoice, 50,000 VAT exclusive. Now, Acme can't just shrug and say, not my problem. Under the reverse charge rule, Acme has to compute the VAT itself. 50,000 times 12%, so 6,000. Here's the cool part. Acme records both output VAT 6,000 and input VAT 6,000 at the same time. In their VAT return, these cancel out, so in effect, no additional VAT cost, as long as the service is used for taxable operations. But wait, cash still goes out to the BIR when Acme remits that 6,000. The recovery comes when input VAT is credited in the VAT return, so timing matters. Now, what if Acme was not VAT registered? Then things get painful. Say a non-VAT business buys $1,000 worth of online ads. That's about 56,000 pesos. Add 12% VAT, boom, 6,720. But here's the kicker. They can claim that as input VAT. It becomes a dead cost, just like an extra bill for nothing. Journal entry, advertising expense plus a tax expense. So for non-VAT buyers, digital services are more expensive, period. Okay, so we've seen the consumer side, the business side, and the non-VAT headache. But what about platforms like Lazada or Course marketplaces? Who handles the VAT there? This is where things get really interesting. Imagine Market PH, a local platform selling a 2,000 digital course from EduHub abroad. Market PH takes a 15% commission. Now, if the BIR treats Market PH as a principal, then the platform is the supplier for VAT purposes. That means VAT is on the full 2,000 sale, so 240 VAT collected. 2,240 total from the buyer, with 1,700 passed on to EduHub and 300 kept as commission. But if Market PH is just an agent, only its commission is taxable. Then VAT is on the 300, which is just 36. Big difference, right? The deciding factor, control. Who sets the price? Who controls delivery? Who manages the terms? That determines whether VAT applies to the gross or just the commission. So here's the big picture. If it's B2C, the non-resident seller collects VAT. If it's B2B, the Philippine buyer self-assesses under reverse charge. If it's a non-VAT buyer, VAT becomes an unrecoverable cost. And for marketplaces, the VAT base depends on whether they act as principal or agent. VAT on digital services may feel like a maze, but the rule is always the same. Find out who the law treats as the supplier, then the VAT math follows. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, share it with a friend running a business, and don't forget to subscribe for more clear, student-friendly accounting and tax explainers. Because hey, if we can make VAT on Netflix sound this fun, imagine what we'll do with income tax. See you in the next video!